Hello, I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. I've got two guests today. My guests are Jemma Fleetwood and also Sam Ballin, solicitors within JMW's commercial litigation department with a particular specialism in tech-related disputes and also blockchain as well. So the decentralized or virtual world, whatever you want to call it, and digital currencies have sometimes been described as the Wild West. Is it even possible to resolve these sorts of disputes?
Yeah, so it's entirely possible to resolve disputes in the virtual world or when a dispute relates to digital assets or cryptocurrencies. I think disputes in this area are becoming more commonplace. There are lots of cases emerging in the US, and I think the UK is probably going to follow suit. Previously, I think people might have thought that disputes would be difficult to resolve in this arena because of how progressive the space is. However, the Law Commission has recently come out and said that all lawyers are going to have knowledge of blockchain, NFTs, smart contracts, and virtual worlds, as they will be the centre of disputes in years to come. The report also clarified that English law will be capable of resolving those disputes. I think case law is also catching up. Judges have recently classified digital assets as property if they meet the relevant criteria. We're, of course, in the early stages of seeing disputes arise where digital assets are forming the basis of claims. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of this to come, and the English legal system is working hard to keep up to date with the disruptive technology space. They're due to issue a report in the next year or so with ideas for reform.
So, Sam, what considerations should individuals and companies have in mind when engaging in crypto-related litigation?
Yeah, so the first thing that parties should consider is the anonymous nature of the blockchain and cryptocurrency in general. It can be very tricky to identify who the parties to the contract are and who's in fact liable for the breach arising out of it. Users will use wallets, some apps and websites to manage their cryptocurrencies, and they don't necessarily correlate to names and identities, but rather anonymous details. So whilst litigation can commence against persons unknown, the anonymous nature of crypto litigation should be taken into account right at the beginning of the litigation, and then we can put appropriate strategy in place. Similarly, the formation of a smart contract, which put simply is a program on a blockchain, is obviously very different to the traditional contract that we're all familiar with. They can be executed automatically if certain conditions are met. And this gives rise to uncertainties, such as whether the party accepting the contract actually intended to do that. So parties need to consider right at the beginning whether the key formalities of a valid contract have been met. As Jemma just advised, English law is capable of resolving these types of disputes, but jurisdictional issues should nonetheless be considered. The blockchain has no physical location, and cryptocurrencies are held across decentralized networks all over the world. So it's incumbent on parties right at the beginning of the litigation to recognize the appropriate jurisdiction that governs any contracts. Hand in hand with that as well is the enforceability of things. So we've seen recently the UK Jurisdiction Task Force legal statement, which confirmed crypto as property that can be frozen, charged and enforced. But parties should still recognise the practical challenges involved. Judges also recognise that crypto is very unstable, with a recent High Court judge determining that due to this, security for costs can't be given to the court by way of Bitcoin. So this just further illustrates the difficulties that arise in this space.
How can JMW's dispute resolution team help them with this sort of dispute?
Sam and I deal with these disputes, and we're keeping up to date with the law in this area too.
Yeah, we're always available for a call. Alongside specialist counsel, we have the specialist knowledge to assist in these types of disputes.
Jemma, Sam, thank you very much for your insight. And if you'd like to speak to Jemma and Sam and the team, you can email insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.